Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to Sue and Spanky. Welcome back to Sue and Spanky. We missed last week, so we are so happy to be back. And with y'all, we are energized. We just had our late evening nap and supper, so we were ready to get her done. I just wanted to start by saying we appreciate all of you. We hit 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel, and I'm so excited about that. And we've been getting increasingly more love on the podcast, and we're so excited. So I want to start by asking you, Spanky, tell me one positive and one negative of the past day.
Of the past day?
Yeah, today.
Okay. One positive, I wrapped up a homework assignment relating to writing case briefs. I thought it would be really hard, but it was actually pretty easy. I read the material that accompanied it, and I got it done, so...
Amazing. That is
positive.
A good feeling to get an assignment done. I understand that wholeheartedly.
A negative would be the traffic I ran into on the way into the great metropolitan city of Nashville today. And I just realized another negative. When I washed dishes, I left my wedding ring by the sink. So I forgot about the ring. I should have put it back on.
Don't love me anymore.
I feel naked without it. I have a tan line. So that's
I understand that. I hate not wearing my wedding. We need to get our wedding rings polished.
For real, straight up.
Speaking of weddings, we recently, we didn't get married recently. It's been almost 2 years coming in January, but we recently developed the Polaroid cameras that we supplied for our guests at the reception of our wedding. And
Oh yeah.
How much did it cost? Roughly like $250 to get 20 cameras developed.
Yeah, and also the price of the cameras, so whatever that was.
Yeah, that was expensive. I think I paid at least a few $100s on those cameras. Mm-hmm. But
Easily. We
knew this was going to happen. We looked at the film yesterday. At least half of them were of people with their heads cut off in the picture. Some good pictures could have been with those. Or they were so blurry or they were just taking a random shit at
dark.
Yeah. There was a feet pic of my sister and my grandma. Here it is. I will post it.
We knew it was their feet, not because, at least for me anyway, not because I'm intimately familiar with anybody's feet in this family, but because they both have foot tattoos.
Yeah.
I feel like that needs to be put in there. That's how we knew immediately whose feet they were. It's not like if you gave me a foot lineup.
I know.
I could tell
they have the same tattoo. Yeah. So. And it was weird. I'm going to sell it on the dark web, probably. Make back the money that I wasted on those cameras. But there were some good pictures. Like, there were a lot of pictures of guests. Certain guests were there in the pictures quite often, mainly children. And I just said to my family, shout out to whoever watched these kids ruin all of the film in not Polaroid. They were like a Fuji film, but they were like the wind-up cameras. I'm all for kids having a good time and taking some pictures, trust me. But it's the fact that they did half of the cameras that irks me.
Yeah.
There was one solid camera. Shout out to the Tungates and Quasairs and Smiths, because their camera and Vots, I think Perfect. The Vots were there.
Flawless.
Perfect. I could tell too, because it was like your family was in the pictures if you're listening, and it was so good.
The lighting, the subject.
It was perfect.
On par.
If
Very
they
solid.
could have all have been like that. There was like 2 or 3, maybe 4 pictures of me and Taylor.
We might have been the least least photographed guests at the wedding.
Yeah, which kind of was a bummer, because I wish I had more pictures, like, candid of me and the guests. But if you are going to do this for your wedding, I highly suggest you somehow put out, like, polite signs saying, hey, please don't let the kids bombard the camera.
But politely.
Or even if we had, like, you had a basket specifically for the kids, and, like, these are the kids' cameras. This is it. This is for the adults. Mm-hmm. So that you know you're going to get a good haul and the kids aren't going to, like, just everything.
Exactly. But we had a photographer for us, so there are plenty of good wedding pictures of us. So
yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I just wanted the candid. But we do have a hefty stack of them. And
it's hefty.
I was excited about that. Just looking through them was fun. And we saw a lot of people that we didn't really get to hang out with, and so that was cool. seeing their selfies and stuff. Don't want to be completely negative about it.
No, there were plenty of positives.
Yeah.
What would you say is your positive and negative from today?
Positive and negative would be, my positive is that I pretty much got to do all my to-do list. I have a couple of things I needed to finish up on it, but that never happens. I feel like I never get through the to-do list, and it always stresses me out. So I'm really happy to have gotten through the to-do list, and I feel kind of at ease. A negative probably would have been, honestly, I don't have a lot of negative to say. I don't really have anything negative to say. I mean, it's just a long day every day. And I guess that's the only thing that I would complain about. Like, I just kind of miss laying around, which we did take a nap. It was a fitful nap for me. I kind of had a nightmare and woke up with, like, my eyes crunched and, like, angry. Because I was yelling at somebody in my dream, and I don't even remember. It wasn't you. It was somebody that I don't really know that well. I don't remember who they were at all. But I know it wasn't, like, someone close to me, if that makes sense. So that was kind of a negative. I don't know.
That's weird because I had a bad dream too. Remember, I had a dream that you were in a car wreck.
I know, that's weird. Weird. I don't know why you would have dreamt that. Some people believe that dreams have meanings. Do you believe that?
I don't know. I don't really think so. I think dreams are just kind of random.
I think sometimes your subconscious can pick up on things that you don't, and sometimes it can bleed into your dreams.
I think sometimes they can be like straight up prophetic, but I certainly think it's rare.
Yeah. I don't think that we were having prophetic dreams. I hope not, anyway.
I don't either.
I've never been in a car accident.
No.
Somebody's hit me, like
remember that.
rear-ended me, but I didn't get hurt. Nobody got hurt. It barely hurt my car. It was just a new car. And I was like, pay up, honey.
Gotta get that bag.
Well, I don't want the bag. I just wanted my car to look good.
Can I pop your top for you?
Yes.
For those of you who are audio listeners, I'm popping the top on a, what is this? Bottling Company.
Where did we get these again?
Cane Sugar Black Cherry. Kroger?
Oh, yeah. Kroger came through again. We need some Rex. So in the comments, drop some Rex for some drinks that you want us to try, because we're running out of Kroger drinks to try. That's where we get groceries. Shout out Kroger.
Here you go.
And mine's black cherry.
And mine is orange.
Made with cane sugar. We don't really drink that many sugary drinks in real life. Like, we just like to try.
Just on this podcast.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good audio. Cheers.
Cheers. Delicious.
That's good soda.
Mine's really good, honestly. I like it. Yum.
Damn, that's really good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are you making weird noises? I heard you go.
Mm-hmm. Mine's good. I approve. Hot damn. So, what you got to say about it?
About the drink?
About it in general.
Just about it. I'm just here. I mean, kind of tired. I've been working different hours than I usually do this week, and I feel like I'm maybe getting a little bit more sleep with it, but I feel like the more sleep is making me more tired. I don't know.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Well, we asked some people what they wanted to see from us, and they said that they wanted to hear some couples advice from us, which is really interesting because we've only been married. Marriage. We've only been married for a year and 8 months.
Yep.
Almost 9.
Yep. Coming up on 2 years. Well, that's ironic. I don't mean to cut you off. That's ironic because I work with a guy who's like 45 and he's been married for 20 years. And he was like, "Aren't you on a podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What do you talk about?" And I was like, "Oh, just life, current events, marriage advice." He's like, "Marriage advice?" He was like, "How long have you been married?" I was like, "Almost 2 years." He was like, "I've been married 20 years. I'm not giving out marriage advice."
We don't give out marriage advice. Somebody asked us to.
Yeah.
It's like marriage related topics that we cover.
He's just a curmudgeon. It's his thing. So,
Well, everybody has
but
their
he's a good guy.
experience.
He's a good guy.
And it would be interesting to do because we could look back on it like 50 years from now and be like, oh, that's cute.
Sometimes wisdom comes from the mouths of babes. So who knows?
Yep.
Excuse me.
So how do you want to start?
Well, I will start by I think something we do really well is we talk.
Yes.
We communicate really well.
Mhm.
Even if I have to beat it out of you, if I notice that you don't say your feelings, because you don't really get upset a lot, but sometimes like I can tell that you are bothered, but you don't like to talk about it. You don't like to show it sometimes, I've noticed. And so I will like bother you about it. Not bother you, but I'll be like, hey, like, let's just please tell me what's going on. But sometimes I do it and it's not necessary. Like sometimes I'm like, do you hate me? But you don't.
Right.
I know you don't hate me.
Thank you for that.
But I just like, I think that we do a good job at speaking to one another and like telling each other how we feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's getting better than it used to be.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I think it comes with practice. I think once you stop talking about how you feel, that's a little dangerous because then stuff starts to pile up.
I agree, and I appreciate you pointing that out. I really try not to get upset, and I feel like sometimes that's a problem because it lets things go unaddressed. So I definitely appreciate you making sure I'm okay.
Yeah.
And then something that I admire about you is how you get so many things done, especially, making sure that things around the house are getting done or letting me know things I can do around the house to help out. I really feel like we run a pretty tight ship, and it's nice to have a clean, orderly home and
Yeah.
groceries and all that stuff. So it helps out a lot.
And that's like a recent thing that we didn't fight about necessarily. We were just talking about because I get really overwhelmed with my schedule right now. And you want to help me, but you don't always know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't do anything. And that
Right.
is hard for me because sometimes I reach a point, and I think other women can relate to this, mainly like probably women. I don't know if you're in a relationship that's not male or female, male and female, or whatever, if it's not like as heterosexual as we are. I'm sure that one of you takes on this role, but we like women, I can only vouch for women, so please don't hate me for saying this. I know it's just so hard to talk nowadays, and I mean the best.
Just say what you mean.
Yeah. Women tend to have 10,000 things going on in their mind at once of all the stuff that needs to get done. And then they're also tending to all the little details in life, communicating with different things. I don't know if you were a mom, especially. I'm sure it'll get worse. But that's my life. It's just like, oh, we gotta do this. I gotta remind him to make a dentist appointment. Gotta remind him to do this. Gotta remind him about this appointment. Gotta do the grocery list. I don't know. I don't even know off the top of my head, but like there's just so many. Or like I've got to fold the laundry. I need to dust mop the floor. I need to put those towels away. Like just like a bunch of little tasky things that you help me with those chores. I'm not the only one that does house chores. I would say it's pretty even, but that's just kind of my thing. Like I feel like the more me as a wife to you, I feel like I've taken on the role as the organizer and making sure stuff gets done. Because if I don't, it doesn't get done.
Right. I agree.
And that's been a thing we've been talking about. Like me just saying, I'm so mentally exhausted sometimes that I cannot tell you what needs to get done. I just need you to look around and figure it out for yourself. And you have been doing a lot better. And I think I could be a little bit nicer too. I'm not saying that it's all you. I could be a little bit more patient and nicer. But I've reached this level of exhaustion and like my mind has no more space. It's like I'm forgetting stuff all the time. It's so weird that I've never been that bad at remembering stuff, but it's because I have too much going on. And so I get so overwhelmed when I need to tell you, oh, can you please cook dinner? And you're like, well, what do I do? And I don't have the capacity to tell you.
Right.
So
I definitely feel that.
Yeah. But so your advice from that? I know you were complimenting me, but so your advice would just be what? Exactly.
Just I appreciate you even just addressing that these are the little things that need to get done. I'm not asking you to do the little things, but I like being told what to do
Yeah.
to some extent. So if you could just tell me, hey, this week I need help with this, but
Yeah.
I've got this. You
But
know what I
even
mean?
doing that sometimes is
I
too
understand.
much.
I understand. I'm trying to do better about seeing a need and then taking care of it.
Not wanting you to read my mind. I just want you to be
Right.
like, and you do this really well. Like I've noticed you've done a lot of stuff lately around the house, and
Right.
it's really shown. I don't have to ask you to do it. I came home and he had the whole house clean, which was wild.
It was hard also because you were out of town for a few days, and this place was a bachelor pad, and I was like, oh, God. I was like, I hate this. I don't like being alone. I don't like bachelor padding. I don't like any of that junk. So that was a stretch. But then the last day before you came home, I got to come home from work early, and I decided to clean the house and get it presentable.
That was so nice. So nice to come home to that.
I was happy to do it.
And yeah, that took a lot of stuff off my plate, and it made us have more time to spend together. So that was really sweet. So I guess like communication is the biggest advice we have. Really, that's the theme, is communication.
Straight
I
up.
feel like that saves a marriage. But
It's huge.
take this with a grain of salt, because like we said, we are newly married pretty much still. And yeah, we're trying to figure out where we want to go on our honeymoon, or not honeymoon, on our anniversary. We like to take a trip. We've been going to the Opryland Hotel,
Which is nice.
we love it every time, but we wanted to do something different. We're trying to travel a lot before we have kids. Not sure when that's going to happen, but we want to travel some more for sure before we do that.
We're at the point too where people are asking, when are y'all thinking of having kids? When are you guys gonna have kids? I've been asked that like 3 times in the last week.
By who?
By a coworker, by a friend who works outside of my office, and someone else. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not offended by it. I don't think it's an offensive question, but I don't struggle with any like fertility issues or anything. But
it could be offensive, yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying it's not offensive for me. You know what I mean? But I'm also like, oh God, I don't know. I mean, I haven't really, I just know not now.
Yeah. People like to think that I'm pregnant a lot online.
If
the angle of the camera is just the right way, and I have a little bit of a pudge, because I have gained weight. I eat like shit half the time because I'm a student and I don't have time to cook meals, and because I'm sitting all day studying or in clinical or whatever, I feel like I've gained weight. I hate the way I look, but
I like the way you look.
Thank you. But when people are like, "Are you pregnant?" I see a little pudge. Oh, is there a little prankster bacon in the oven? Shut the fuck up.
People have no chill. It's
no,
weird
it's me.
Society is like
And
as politically correct as it's ever been, and people still get on your TikTok videos and are comfortable being like, packing on a few pounds, huh? It's absurd.
It is absurd, and I know that they don't mean it in a bad way. I really don't think. I think they're just that ignorant of the offensiveness of it.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, that's a problem.
It's also ironic that the people who say that are either no profile pic at all, and you're like, I don't even know who you are, so I have nothing to go. I don't know what you look like. I can't imagine you're a male model, because it's always a male.
It's often a dude or it's an old lady.
Or they have a profile pic and it's the generic dad photo where the phone is here, right up to their face, and they have a goatee, a trucker hat, and a pair of Walmart shades.
Yeah.
And you're like, first of all, very original profile pic. Second of all, you look like you've put on a few pounds there, Chief.
Yeah.
Like, what's the deal?
My family hasn't really asked me about kids. Like reverting back to that, but I will say I think they probably wonder, because I'm like the first person, the first generation of many to not have a kid in their teens.
Well, and you're the oldest grandchild, so a lot of people are probably just waiting.
Yeah, I wonder if I'll be the first one to have a kid. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to have kids anytime soon.
Right.
But it's a hard thing, because I'll see a baby and I'll be like, oh, I want that love. I just want to take care of something like that. I want to raise something and pour everything I have into raising it. I want to. I have that urge.
But then I talk like, I don't know. It's weird because I'll have friends or coworkers who like have kids, especially young kids, and I'll see them and they got like bags under their eyes, and I'll be like, hey, how you doing? How's your kid? Whatever. They're like, oh, they're good. And I'm like, then they always say like, don't be in a hurry to have kids. It's like they've been in like combat, and they're
Yeah.
like, don't do it. Just wait longer. And then I'm like, how long you want me to wait? And they're like, as long as you can. Like, and it's like they got that 1,000-mile stare. I'm like, all right, man. No problem.
Yeah, that like scares me a little because I just am in a period of life where I have no more, like, I'm running out of grit. I really am. I don't think I could handle it right now.
Grit.
I need to refuel. I need to work on my mental health a little bit more, I think. I do.
I think that's admirable. And
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of us. So I think that's brave to admit.
I want to be the best mom too. I want to like be able to provide for the kid. I want them to be dressed out. I want them to be able to do literally anything that they want to do.
Yeah.
I want to buy them anything that would make them feel cool. Like, I just want to be financially there.
Right. Financially and emotionally.
Yeah.
And physically just available and around. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I definitely get that. Absolutely. Dang, this is a good soda.
It is really good. I also wanted to say something about this issue I'm having. It's kind of controversial.
Here it comes. The
prank calls are kind of controversial in itself, but my prank calls are done in a tasteful way where if we get scrappy, it's because the person said they could handle it. They requested it, and it's funny in the end that they're gonna laugh and think it's funny as well. Like, they request someone that can take a joke. Right. Or I don't say things regarding health. I don't say things regarding relationships that might be in trouble or just messed up crap that I don't need to have my nose in. Like, business that's not mine. I try to stay out of. I try to keep my jokes funny. I try to make there be always a punchline. And I don't call people in the middle of the night. I cut my calls off at like 8:30.
And we don't call an absurd amount of times. We call 3 times max, and then a message is left. And if a message can't be left, then there's no message.
There's no message, and I'll reach out back and I'll say, hey, give me another number. I couldn't leave a message. And I'll call again, even though I probably spent 10 minutes trying to get the prank call done and had a scenario thought up in my head.
Yeah.
I do that. But somebody has been impersonating me, and a lot of people have been impersonating me.
It's happened a few times.
It's fine. I get it. It's a character. Other people can do the stupid voice too, so I expect it. And, you know, it's honestly flattering, but people will email me or be in my DMs and say, hey, I'm going through a really hard time. I'm terminally ill with cancer. This happened. And somebody called me 43 times and told me that they know I have pain meds and they're going to steal them from me, and that they're Sue Dillon, and that they're recording the call and they're going to post it, and that they have almost 1 million followers and that they're going to make me famous and exploit me, basically.
Wow.
And I've had a couple of other people send me some stuff similar, maybe not like terminally ill with cancer, but just somebody harassing someone on the phone, calling, saying scary stuff, like threatening stuff. And I never threaten people, first off. I don't, and like we said, we don't call someone that many times. But also, I'm like, why don't you just block the number? I don't think that's okay for them to call you and say that shit. I would be scared too. But how about we block the number, and how about we just report it to the police?
Yeah.
If they call that many times.
It's insane. It's insane that people do that to begin with, but to bring you into it, just your name, and it's absurd.
And I know, like, if I ever had to go to court for something like that, like, I know that their voice does not sound the same as mine.
Well, no,
I have a certain tone
that you use.
Yeah, and they'd have a different number because I use the same number every time until it gets so bad that I have to get a new one. But I don't like. I have only had specific numbers, and I know that they don't use the number I have. But that's extremely frustrating, and it makes me feel so bad. And I get some hateful messages sometimes. And it's always so funny because people are like, you have no life. This is what you do all day. This is what you call a career and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you have no idea who I am. I literally work my ass off for other people, helping other people. I do this. It's turned into a business. Who wouldn't seize the opportunity? It's so fun to make prank calls, and it'd be a good little side hustle. Who wouldn't do that? It's not my main job, although it could be if I wanted it to be, and that would be fine. But it just like baffles me when people do that to me, because I'm like, you literally have no clue who the fuck you're talking about.
No.
You literally have no clue.
No, it brings people joy. So
Yeah.
Laughter is the best medicine. And that's
Exactly.
what people need.
In my Sundays with Sue show, one of the best compliments I've gotten from several people is that it cures their Sunday scaries, and they listen to it while they get ready for the next coming week, and it like makes them have some fun laughing and like something to listen to while they do their chores. And that to me is the highest praise. That's like stuck with me, and it makes it worth it for me to do. But yeah, that's like been a common thing, and I wish it would stop.
Yeah, straight up.
But it's not ever going to.
That's good soda.
Mm-hmm. But going back to the 3 calls thing, there's a method to that. There's a reason why we only call 3 times. And it's because the first time, sometimes people have their phone set on Do Not Disturb.
Truth.
They don't even get notified.
That's me every day.
My mom, too. I have to call her twice to get through. And she doesn't get a notification when I just call once. It's weird. I don't know if that's normal for everybody else, but... So that's why I call 3 times, because I would normally call 2 if the Do Not Disturb feature wasn't a thing. But I call 3 times.
You want to make sure that at least 2 calls you're getting through.
Exactly.
Because my phone won't alert me at all because when I put on Do Not Disturb, it won't alert me if someone calls me once, unless it's under my close friends.
Yeah.
Which you are.
Thank you.
Of course.
You recently showed me how to do that. I've never been that, like, techie with my phone.
That's a game changer, because you can take like 10 or 15 people and be like, these are the people that can wake me up in the night. Everyone else will have to call twice. And my friends know, even my friends who aren't on close friends know that if they call me twice, I'll answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if it's some kind of a dire emergency from a friend I don't talk to as much, they're aware that.
Yeah, they need to call twice.
Yeah, exactly. So it's quite nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Wow.
Recently saw on Facebook where an Airbnb in Scotland has been made out to be Shrek's swamp, and the pictures look insanely accurate to the movie, and I can't stress enough that has put Scotland on the short list of countries I would like to go to, solely because of the Shrek Airbnb, and also the rich culture and the fact that I'm like genetically 50% Scottish. But mainly,
are you actually?
Mainly the Shrek thing. I think it's like 40, but yeah.
Because you were a lot of stuff.
I'm a lot of stuff from the same area. Yeah. So that was fun though. That ancestry kit. That was a good time.
Yeah.
So anyway, the Shrek Airbnb.
That's
on the list.
We love Shrek. Shrek was his groom's cake, and it was epic.
So cool.
It was the coolest cake ever.
It was my favorite cake at the wedding and of all time.
Yeah.
It had Kit Kats on it. It was Shrek's face. It was insane. It was. And it tasted delicious. Oh my god.
I didn't get to eat any of it.
I got one little piece, and oh my god, it was decadent.
Oh.
It was awesome. My groomsmen really liked it too. Also, Shrek fans, of course, that was a criteria to get in.
This is jogging a memory. The food talk. We went to Wendy's, didn't we?
Yeah.
After.
We went. Did we go to Taco Bell? I can't remember. We were driving into Knoxville to get in the honeymoon suite and fly out to the honeymoon the next morning, and we stopped somewhere, and we told the drive-thru lady, "Yeah, we just got married," and she's like, "Oh my god."
Oh yeah.
So sweet. Yeah. I remember that, but I don't remember what restaurant it was. I really think it was a Wendy's or a Taco Bell.
I thought it was Wendy's.
Maybe it was Wendy's. I don't know.
But was it Taco Bell?
If I was out there on that Alcoa highway, I'd know what it was because I could see it.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was a Wendy's.
That was fun.
It was a good time. We were hungry. What are you gonna do? We'd been up all day and.
I had been up for almost 2 days.
Yeah, straight up.
Really, I had taken like a 3-hour nap, basically.
Couldn't sleep.
No. Yeah.
It was a charmed wedding.
Yeah. What is the most annoying thing about me to you?
I don't know. I would have to really sit here and think about it, but obviously none of them annoy me that much. But if we're going with the definition of the word annoy, which is just mildly inconveniences me, I would say probably where I say something and you're just staring off into space, and then you're like, I don't know what you just said, but can you repeat it? Because I wasn't ready to copy that information. Then I have to repeat like exactly what I said. And I think what annoys me about it is more often than not, I was saying something stupid and completely pointless, and I'm like, just forget about it. It's fine, you know. So I would say that's probably what annoys me the most. Yeah. What about me? I'm sure there's. You can
The
take your
thing that
pick.
comes to mind is how when we're asleep, your leg shakes.
Oh man,
And that's it. I've read, this may not be you, but I've read that that's
I already know what
indicative
you're gonna say.
of having Parkinson's later in life.
You've told me that many times.
And
Yeah.
I'm scared.
And whenever you tell me, it's funny because you don't say it's indicative. You say you will have.
I
this
don't want to
later
say
in
that.
life. And I'm like, well,
I
thank you
don't
for
say
this
that.
curse.
Don't make me sound like a monster. You will have Parkinson's disease.
Yeah.
You shall develop
I don't-
Parkinson's disease
I don't know why,
later
but
in your lifetime.
I don't know why, but I have always been just a mobile sleeper. I will fall asleep on my back and I'll wake up on my side and I'll wake up and I'll flip over and I'll forget that I flipped over, and some days I'll remember it. I've always been a leg shaker. I've always been moving my arms under the pillow. I'm extremely mobile sleeping to such an extent that I vividly remember one time when I was in like I think I was like a freshman in college or a senior in high school one, and I remember laying down on my back and closing my eyes, and I remember waking up like 8 or 9 hours later, and I hadn't moved a muscle. I was in high school. I guess I was a junior or senior in high school, and I woke up and I literally was in the exact same spot. I could tell that I hadn't moved in my whole body. I couldn't even move it at first, but I was so comfortable. It was so I was just like, and I just opened my eyes and just kind of took it all in. And like I probably could have moved my body, but I just chose not to because I was so comfy. And then I got up and I had like the best day ever.
Wow.
And I was like, if I could sleep like that every night,
Yeah.
if everyone slept like that every night, I really think the world would just be a much better place. But that was the last time it's happened. It was the first time and the last time that it ever happened, unless I sleep for like 2 hours. Because if I sleep for 2 hours, then I just black out for 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was the best sleep I've ever had in my life.
That's what Bunga just said. He's sleeping in my lap. Oh, he's up now.
Oh, he's a babe. I have Frank.
Can we talk about how these dogs, our dachshunds, our wiener dogs,
Yes.
our doxies, they think that they are the best thing to walk this earth because of the confidence we give them.
Yes, that's correct.
Through song, specifically.
Yes.
We often change songs. We change the lyrics to match them.
Think about Winston and Frankie.
Yep.
Give them their nicknames in the song.
Boonging around, boonging. That's Winston's favorite, I think.
He really likes that.
Frankie and a home dog bobbing.
Frankie, baby.
Mississippi boong.
Hurry down the chimney tonight.
Frankie, baby, hurry down the chimney tonight. What was that religious song that we did about boong?
I can't remember.
Doodaloo. Yeah. Boong is a bear.
They're great boys. They just beg so much for people food, and we never give them people food.
No,
so that's what's
it's
confusing.
outrageous.
And they're so good with time because they'll get like 4:55 to 5 p.m. They just wake up and it's like, hey, I know it's my dinner time. Yep. It's insane, and it's always really hard whenever we do the time change.
Yep.
And then their
internal clock is off.
Yeah, like we'll fall back an hour, and they don't really eat until what feels like 6, and they are mad for like a whole week. They are pissed.
Mississippi boom. If you know what I mean.
Does it make you jealous that Frankie came over here to me?
No, I sat him up there. Boong's a brick house. Yeah. Frankie and Boonga.
Unrelated, but I recently had Whataburger's breakfast, and it was really good.
Yeah, you've been fixated on that for a while.
It was good. I can't. What can I say?
Food has been letting me down lately. I was really excited to go to Hardee's the other day, and I wanted a coffee. It was still. It should have been breakfast time, but they didn't think so there. And I said, I'll have a number 1 and a coffee, no hash browns. We're not selling coffee. We're out.
Also, it was
And
close
I went,
to it was close to breakfast time, so I'm like, I know you got some coffee in there.
Yeah.
Just let me get a cup of coffee, dude. That's all I want.
I made a sound. I was like, ugh. And I was like, whatever. I'm going somewhere else. And then I drove off.
I just heard the engine. I just heard him say, "We're out of coffee. Breakfast isn't being served." And I just heard.
I was mad.
He was upset, people.
I love Hardee's.
I will say, the Whataburger coffee was good, but I always hate it whenever I go to any restaurant or gas station or whatever, and I get a cup of coffee and it's like not just boiling hot. Because like I don't care how cheap or nasty the coffee is, if it's hot, I can at least get through it.
Yeah.
And I've been burned at Hardee's before too, to where the coffee wasn't particularly great. Just make it hot. If it's hot, I can get through the rest. But that's just me. I'm a big coffee drinker. I love coffee, and drink it every day. So that's just me.
Yeah, I love coffee.
I was trying to drink tea.
Hot coffee black.
I tried to transition from coffee to tea. Couldn't do it.
You always do stuff like that.
I
Like, I
know.
don't understand why you can't just be satisfied where you're at.
I know. Well, I'm comfortable with who I am now, and I like coffee. I also have this TikTok creator I really like and follow a lot of his stuff, and he refers to coffee as jitter juice.
Go ahead and drop his name.
His name's Old Time Hockey. I was about to do it anyway, but I'm actually getting some of his merch for my birthday. He makes these really cool merch items. I love his stuff. But anyway, he calls it jitter juice. Huge fan.
That brings me to my next question.
Go ahead.
What do you think I got you for your birthday? Because you've stared at the packages for a whole week before I got home.
It's kind of tricky because, like, one of them's a longer package, about the size of this soda bottle.
Here, move your mic. You want the side with the emblem on it closer to your mouth.
Is that better?
Yeah.
It's kind of tricky because one of them is a longer box, about the size of this soda bottle, and I just realized I had my mic like that the whole time.
It's okay. I can still hear you, but then there's periods, but it's fine.
Because one was just a long box with an Amazon logo, and I'm like, that could be anything, you know. Like it's a lot more difficult, you know, to ascertain what it is. So if I had to guess, I would say maybe. I don't even know.
Go ahead and give it a guess.
I really think you got me a pair of shoes, but I know that's not that box. I think you got me a pair of shoes. The longer Amazon box, I have no earthly idea. I think maybe, I don't even know. It can't be a book because it's the wrong size. Maybe a Funko Pop. I don't know. Maybe 1 or 2 Funko Pops in that box. That's the one that's got me the most. I think you got me a pair of shoes. I think you got me some kind of Funko Pop or something. And then what's also throwing me off is there's a box from LL Bean, and I've never owned anything from LL Bean, even though I really like the brand and a lot of their stuff, and I really have no idea what's in there. I know they do a lot of really nice clothing and shoes and some outdoor stuff, so I really think I'll like what it is, and it's tearing me up that I don't know what it is.
And I'm not giving them to you early this time. We always give each other presents. Well, I will give it to you early because we're going on vacation, and we can't pack it because we're all cramping into my mom's. My mom's renting a van. We're all cramping into the van. So I'll give it to you before we go on vacation, but you won't get it before then.
Dang.
Well, honestly, you might get it Monday. That's all I can say.
Monday. Why
because Monday I'm leaving for Knoxville.
Knoxville.
And then I will be back on Friday, and I will have to pack. And I kind of want you to have it before we pack. And that's all me is going to say about that.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm really lucky because my birthday's at least for Tennessee, the best part of the year weather-wise, in that early October birthday.
Libra!
Oh my God, it's just the best. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. You wake up and it's crisp. It's just perfect, dude. Perfect.
Crisp like this. Boiling, bottling co. Black cherry cane sugar established in 1891.
1891.
I have a big day coming up tomorrow. And I have a big day coming up Thursday, and then I have a big day coming up Saturday.
You've really. It sounds like you might just have a big week
A
on your
big
hands.
dick.
I was gonna say week.
I always say I have a big dick. I'm
Yeah.
like, you can ride this dick. And it's funny because
Yeah. Because you're a woman.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it sounds like you got a busy week. All right.
Yeah.
I know you're got a lot of irons in the fire.
the thing I'm most excited about is Bingo Thursday. With my mom, she's having bingo night for the teachers that work with her, and I'm going to be announcing it as Sue, and I'm going to go live during. We're trying to figure out the speaker situation because I can't do Sue that loud for a whole room. It hurts to do that.
The speaker situation is a whole can of worms. It's just annoying because you got an amplifier and you got a soundboard and you got a smartphone and they can't talk to each other. It's annoying.
Well, the smartphone and the soundboard do. I just got to figure out how to get the soundboard to connect properly to the amp, and I think we got the right cord for it. I connected the soundboard to my Bose speaker, but it didn't. It wasn't that loud.
It wasn't properly working.
No, I don't know what the deal with it was, but I'm excited about that. And then Saturday, I'm getting headshots taken for acting. I have an acting agent now, and
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm getting my headshots taken for my profile, so I'm gonna get that going. Maybe I'll actually get some jobs once I get my picture uploaded and get my measurements done, which I'm dreading because my measurements are gonna be too big. They were like, you need to weigh, if you're 5'6", 5'7"-ish, you probably should weigh 120.
I think
I weigh 140.
I think you can find the right role or whatever. You know, looking how you look. I don't think you have to try to conform to.
I do want to lose some. I want to lose like 10 pounds because I weighed 130 when we got married, and I didn't love the way I looked completely. I think I was a little too thin, but with like working out, I think I could build muscle and look good.
Yeah.
At that weight, I just want to like lose some of the fat that I've gained.
I think that's a healthy attitude. I just don't lose it, arbitrarily.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited about that stuff. You got anything big coming up this week?
Not really. Just finish up this work week, and then I've actually got a long weekend. And I'm just gonna try to do homework and try to get ahead a little bit in it and knock out some chores and cut the grass. Won't be cutting it too much more.
No, we just probably need to cut it one more time.
Probably. And then I might go over the leaves at some point. So nothing crazy.
We need a leaf blower bad.
For real.
There's like a sap on everything too, like on the cars and on the bag deck. It's just nasty. Yeah, I need to deep clean the house because it's been about a year since we moved in, almost, and that's when I deep cleaned it last. And I want to wipe all the walls down, the baseboards, and
I was about to say,
the ceiling fans.
I feel like people might underestimate your definition of deep clean and just how deep of a.
Literally anything in this house will be cleaned.
Takes literal days, and
it didn't take me days. Remember when we moved in? It took me like 3 days.
Yeah, but now that we have all this stuff in the way, it's gonna take even longer.
It doesn't have to be as thorough. It's the fact that other people's filth was here.
Yeah, other tools too. Not a fan. Look, I bent this bottle cap with my bare hand. That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Is anybody watching American Horror Story? I've started it. I thought it was gonna be like more, like less scary, I guess, but it's honestly pretty scary. Taylor refuses to watch, which upsets me because I like it and I want him to watch it with me, but he doesn't like scary stuff, so.
And we're respecting.
I know.
Letting people like and dislike what they like and dislike is what we're working on.
I do stuff that I don't like.
You do stuff that you don't like?
For you.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean, there's things you don't like that you don't do.
Like what?
I mean, are you serious? I don't know. Do it.
Exactly. You can't say one thing because it's nothing.
You don't watch baseball with me.
I sat there and was watching it with you.
Okay, well, you weren't watching it.
I was watching it because I was watching and that guy almost got hit with the ball, the pitched.
Yeah.
And I was like, those umpires look really strange.
They do dress funny, but
You said that's the most hated man on the field.
He is easily.
And I continued watching.
Okay. You make a good point, but I don't think you're watching it particularly intently.
I was watching it intently.
Okay, who was playing?
I don't know. I don't remember names of stuff. I told you already I have short-term memory right now. That's an evil question to ask somebody who's struggling.
Okay.
with short-term memory.
Relax. I'm still not gonna watch American Horror Story. I don't like it. I can't watch it. It scares me. I don't sleep well.
I know. I'm not. This isn't me trying to con you into saying, yeah, you'll watch it.
I just don't like scary stuff. I've never liked scary stuff.
I know. It's fine. Anyway, thank you all for watching Sue and Spanky. We will see you next week. It has been a great show with a great group of people watching, and we will forever adore you.
I've really enjoyed our cozy, comfy podcast. Maybe we should do it kind of late like this more often, because I kind of feel like I like the vibe here.
Yeah. Or you'll take the high road and I'll take the low.
Thank you. I appreciate you doing that. I love that song.
Until next time.
It's called the Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond, for those of you who don't know.